Hey guys, Firebolt here, and today I'll be showing you a new concrete maker that's 99.999% lossless and works reliably on servers. So here's how the machine works. To start it up, you would put your concrete powder into the chest here, then you would flick the lever to start the machine, and once the TNT begins falling, hold down your right click against the observer here. That's all there is to it. You can AFK here with the use of an auto clicker, or you can set your right click to a key on your keyboard that you can put a weight on so it holds down the key without you manually needing to hold it down to place concrete powder. As long as you have concrete powder in the dropper, you'll be able to AFK place concrete for as long as you'd like. However, the easiest method, which works in 1.16, is when you hold down right click and press F3 and T. The Mojang loading screen will pop up, meaning you can release right click and the game will continue to think that right click is being held down. Also, remember to only put in one color of concrete powder at a time. Once you finish all of your one color of concrete powder, you can then put in the next color of concrete powder into the dropper or chest and repeat the process. When you're done, just flick the lever to stop the TNT duper. This system should remain reliable even in periods of low TPS or huge lag spikes from my testing. I make no guarantees for servers running on paper, Spigot, or Bukkit though, for example. Now to convert concrete powder into concrete, you need water, so as you can see, I use a waterlogged stair here. And since players can place 5 blocks per second by default when holding down right click, this design will allow you to place 18,000 concrete powder per hour. The TNT is duped quickly in order to keep up with the player's placing speed. I also use water to store the prime TNT before sending each one to blow up the concrete. First, the TNT is dropped onto a trapdoor that opens and closes not long after the TNT lands on it. This way the TNT loses all downwards momentum that would otherwise cause it to go through the water at different speeds, since each duped TNT has a different initial momentum. If that happened, it would make the exploding point unpredictable and unreliable. The chest and daylight sensor here are used in order to allow the TNT to move slightly quicker forward. You'll notice that moves quicker when there's no chest anymore below it for a brief second as it moves to the daylight sensor. The block heights of each allow the TNT to move just enough so the design is close to being completely lossless due to where the TNT lands. If the TNT exploded too high, it wouldn't break enough concrete blocks, and if it exploded any lower, then it would break too many concrete blocks, including the ones up here, meaning if the concrete items drop from the higher up position all the way up here, then there's a small chance that they would take just too long making it to the collection below. We want this time to be shorter so that when the next TNT blows up, it doesn't accidentally blow up any items that took too long to get to the bottom from higher up. Also, these composters here are here to reduce hopper lag. The only concrete that's necessary to place here when building is the one in front of the water here. That way the water doesn't spill out. Also, there should be 2 hoppers instead of just one delivering items between chests and hoppers. That way the system can keep up with all the concrete powder that you place. The same goes for the chests and hoppers below the collection area. A system like this can handle 18,000 items per hour. When using this machine in survival, remember to stand in front of the dropper here so you can pick up the concrete powder it gives you, and push your character against the back block here. Otherwise, you may take explosion damage since the TNT is so close. You'll be fine if you stand back here though. And if you're in peaceful mode, you won't have to worry about this so much. Also, the blast resistance of these building blocks here, except for this obsidian, that does matter. They can be whatever blast resistance you want. So, for example, a slime block has a blast resistance of 0, and this TNT will not blow up that slime block because the obsidian is blocking it. On very rare occasions, lightning can actually strike either you or the TNT duper's minecart if you build this outside. To prevent that, you can add a roof out of glass, for example, like this, or if you're in 1.17, you can use a lightning rod. And don't forget to light up the build so mobs don't spawn on it. Also, this design works for Java Edition 1.16 and the current 1.17 snapshots as of me recording this. And finally, it does not work in Bedrock Edition. Now that you know how this design works, let's get straight into the tutorial. For this build, you will need the resources listed here. 106 building blocks of your choice, 64 glass blocks for the lightning protection roof if you're building this outside, 14 hoppers, 9 chests. Keep in mind, you may need more hoppers or chests depending on how much storage for concrete you would like, 8 redstone dust, 6 slime blocks. This may be a little difficult to collect, but you can either hunt slimes down at night in a swamp biome, or you can dig underground in a slime chunk and get slimes to spawn that way. There are several tutorials out there on YouTube for getting slime balls quickly. You also need 4 composters, although these are optional, they only reduce a little lag, 1 concrete block to block off the water, the other 3 concrete blocks aren't necessary as I mentioned earlier, some water, 3 fence gates, 3 observers, 3 sticky pistons, 2 walls, 2 stairs, 2 repeaters, 2 slabs, 1 daylight sensor, 1 coral fan, remember these can only be mined with silk touch, 1 detector rail, 1 dropper, 1 furnace, 1 lever, 1 button, 1 trapdoor, 1 obsidian, 1 piston, 1 comparator, 1 TNT, and 1 target block. Once you have everything, you can begin. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, consider sharing it with your friends or checking out some other videos on my channel that you may also find interesting. Just liking the video or leaving a comment about if this design was helpful for you would be appreciated. And don't forget the world download for this design if you're interested in building it. That's all for now, so I'll see you guys next time.